Breaking Bad is one of the most popular TV shows of all time. And it was also binge-watched by some really iconic actors like Anthony Hopkins. Check out what he has to say about the show.
Apparently, this is a true story, Sir Anthony Hopkins binge-watched all of Breaking Bad. Yeah. And binge-watched it, and he loved it so much he wrote a glowing fan letter to the show's lead actor, Bryan Cranston. Check this out. He says, this is a quote, "Your performance as Walter White was the best acting I have ever seen, ever. Congratulations and my deepest respect. You are truly a great, great actor," which is remarkable.
In the scene we prepared for you today, not only will you enjoy the intense dialogue between the two major characters, but you will also learn some practical phrases like "I'm not following" or "submit a complaint," and even dive into some more advanced words like chemically sound or impeccable. These and other words are included in the flashcard deck that comes with this lesson. If you'd like to learn their meanings and also use them in your own English conversations, I invite you to download the Real Life English app using the link in the description below. Later in the lesson, I'll show you how you can get free access to vocabulary practice on the app, so stay tuned. And if you are new here, welcome aboard, and please hit the subscribe button and bell down below, because you don't want to miss any of our newest lessons. Every week on this channel, we bring you lessons just like this one to help you understand your favorite movies and TV series without getting lost, without missing the jokes, and without subtitles. So get ready to learn English in a fun and engaging way by watching and analyzing one of the most thrilling shows in TV history.
What can I do for you?
Have a seat. Please. I would like to know why you wouldn't meet with me yesterday.
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
I sat here yesterday waiting to meet with someone. I believe that person was you.
I think that you're confusing me for someone else.
I don't think I am.
Sir, if you have a complaint, I suggest you submit it through our email system. I would be happy to refer you to our website.
I would like to know why you wouldn't meet with me yesterday.
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
The phrase "I'm not following" means "I don't understand" or "I'm not able to keep up with what you're saying." It's often used in business context to politely express confusion. Wouldn't you agree that it sounds much better than directly saying, "I don't understand what you're trying to say"? Now let's return to Walter's question.
I would like to know why you wouldn't meet with me yesterday.
In this sentence, the phrase "wouldn't meet" is used to express a past action that didn't happen due to someone's unwillingness or refusal. So, thanks to grammar, we understand that Gus chose not to meet Walter the day before. At least that was Walter's impression. Other examples would be, he wouldn't listen to my advice when I told him, meaning he chose not to listen. I called her several times, but she wouldn't answer, meaning she chose not to answer my calls.
I think that you're confusing me for someone else.
The adjective confusing means something isn't clear to you. But in the phrase, "you're confusing me for someone else," confusing is actually a verb in the present continuous tense, and it refers to mistaking one person for another. This can happen when people look alike or when they are twins. Another variant of this expression is to have one confused with someone else. Check it out in this example.
How are you, sir?
Hello, Frank.
I beg your pardon, sir. You must have me confused with someone else. My name is Ramon.
Sir, if you have a complaint, I suggest you submit it through our email system. I would be happy to refer you to our website.
When you're unhappy with a service, you might submit a complaint. These days, most complaints are sent through websites or email, making this phrase super common in digital and business communication. Essentially, it means sending an official statement that shows you're unhappy or dissatisfied with something.
I would be happy to refer you to our website.
If you're referred to a website, it means you're being directed to visit it for more information or to complete something. Like in this case, Walter is being referred to a website to submit a complaint. The word refer is commonly used to point people towards resources either online, like refer to our website, or to other experts, like refer a patient to a specialist.
Hi, I'm Gabby. I'm a therapist here. You were originally referred to me, and then I actually referred you to Jimmy.
Let me refer you to our Real Life app, where you can find our fun video lessons with interactive transcripts, vocabulary practice, writing exercises, our weekly podcast episodes, and so much more. So as soon as you complete this lesson, you can use your phone. And if you have the Real Life app downloaded, click the link in the description to this video and it will redirect you to the deck of flashcards for the Breaking Bad lesson. You will be able to redeem your first lesson for free. Practicing daily just for 10-15 minutes will make these new words stick with you forever. That's all thanks to the spaced repetition system that we built into our app. So this special algorithm organizes the flashcards so you review words at just the right times, making it easier to remember them long term and avoid forgetting. Don't take my word for it. Check it yourself. Download the app, click the link in the description under this video, and start your vocabulary practice after the lesson.
I was told that the man I would be meeting with is very careful, a cautious man. I believe we're alike in that way. If you are who I think you are, you should give me another chance.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White. You are not a cautious man at all. Your partner was late, and he was high.
Yes. Yes, he was.
He's high often, isn't he? You have poor judgment. I can't work with someone with poor judgment.
I was told that the man I would be meeting with is very careful, a cautious man.
Being cautious is usually seen as a good quality, especially in business. It means being careful and avoiding risks or mistakes. You might also hear it in phrases like a cautious driver, like in this clip.
I'm a cautious driver by nature on account of my eyesight. Glaucoma, they say it is.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White. You are not a cautious man at all. Your partner was late, and he was high.
Yes. Yes, he was.
He's high often, isn't he? You have poor judgment. I can't work with someone with poor judgment.
He was high means he was under the influence of drugs. He was intoxicated. A person with poor judgment struggles to make wise or reasonable decisions. This phrase is often used in professional settings to criticize someone's leadership or decision-making. It suggests that a person either lacks the ability to assess situations properly or keeps making choices that lead to negative outcomes.
What is your problem with me? You have poor judgment.
Let's break down the connected speech in this part of the clip.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White.
What we have here is we drop the T sound in the NT letter combination. I don't is pronounced as I don't. The A from alike is reduced to a schwa sound, alike, alike, and the K sound is linked to the following vowel. The T from at is turned into a flap T, this D sound before the vowel, at all, at all. And all of these words form one big chunk. We're alike at all. We're alike at all. Listen and repeat.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White. He's high often, isn't he?
Isn't he? There's a combination of letters NT, and as you remember, we dropped the T sound. Isn't, isn't. The H sound in he also gets dropped, which happens all the time with this type of tag questions. So, isn't he becomes isn't he? Isn't he? Practicing connected speech is really important for both understanding native speakers and also being understood when you speak English. So take time to practice it by pausing and repeating. Now let's watch the second part of the clip.
Are you familiar with my product?
I've been told it's excellent.
It is impeccable. It is the purest, most chemically sound product on the market anywhere.
That is not the only factor.
You could charge twice the current rate for what I provide, and your customers would pay it, hands down. Now, who I choose to do business with on my end is not your problem. You won't see him. You won't interact with him. Forget he exists. It is impeccable. It is the purest, most chemically sound product on the market anywhere.
If something is perfect without any mistakes or faults, it is impeccable. Impeccable often describes something of high standards. For example, you can receive an impeccable service in a luxury hotel. Do you remember the phrase poor judgment? Well, the opposite of it would be impeccable judgment. Check this example.
She has impeccable judgment. And this may be the dumbest thing I've ever done.
So here Walt describes his product as impeccable and also chemically sound. The chemically part refers to the formula, the chemical formula of the drugs. And sound in this context emphasizes accuracy. In other words, Walter's drugs have been cooked with high precision and they're of a very high quality. Interesting fact, in older English and also in formal English today, sound means healthy. And there is even a proverb you could have heard, a sound mind in a sound body, meaning that a healthy body contributes to a healthy mind. And if you're a speaker of the German language, you may know the words gesund, healthy, or Gesundheit, health, which share the same origin as the English word sound, and surprisingly, it has nothing to do with the word sound, which means noise, as the latter comes from the Latin sonus, meaning tone or noise.
So, it is with sound mind and body that I hereby submit my application to the council.
Have you also noticed the word submit in the last example from Fallout? We covered this word in today's lesson. Guys, I really want to see what you remember. Let's do a short quiz. What does it mean to submit? To give or send a document to someone so that it can be considered or approved. Who is a cautious man? A careful man trained to avoid risks and wrong decisions. And finally, what is impeccable? Perfect. Great job! Remember to review the words with the flashcards. Now let's get back to the lesson.
You could charge twice the current rate for what I provide, and your customers would pay it, hands down.
Hands down means without a doubt. And I have another interesting fact for you today. The phrase originates from horse racing, where jockeys would lower or put down their hands when they were so far ahead that they didn't need to keep urging the horse forward.
Chuck, you are the best legal mind I've ever known, hands down.
Who I choose to do business with on my end is not your problem. You won't see him. You won't interact with him.
To do business with means to work together with someone in a professional setting, like buying, selling, or providing services to each other. On my end means from my side in a situation. It's also commonly used in troubleshooting situations when some technical issues can arise. For example, everything looks good on my end.
Everything just went dark.
Nothing wrong on my end, Linus.
Interact means to talk or connect with others. It involves exchanging words, ideas, or actions with someone else. Note how the T sound is dropped in the NT letter combination. Interact.
You won't interact with him.
I have to ask. Why? Why him?
Because he does what I say. Because I can trust him.
How much product do you have on hand?
38 pounds. Ready to go at a moment's notice. Will I hear from you?
I have your numbers. You can never trust a drug addict. How much product do you have on hand?
38 pounds. Ready to go at a moment's notice.
When you have something available, you have it on hand. You can have cash on hand or a few options on hand. In business or everyday life, having resources or tools on hand suggests good planning and good preparation.
You heard the woman, cyanoacrylate. We don't have any on hand. Then go get some!
At a moment's notice means immediately, without delay, with very little time to prepare or react.
We'd planned to go away for the weekend and then he'd just leave. Fly off to China at a moment's notice.
You can never trust a drug addict.
Addict is a person who is physically or psychologically dependent on a substance, typically drugs or alcohol, and has an uncontrollable craving for it. We can apply it more casually when talking about coffee addiction, for example, like I'm a coffee addict, or even a social media addict. It was an intense lesson. You all did a great job. Now it's time for a test. Let's watch the clip one more time, this time without subtitles, and answer some of our quiz questions.
What can I do for you?
Have a seat. Please. I would like to know why you wouldn't meet with me yesterday.
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
I'm not following. What does this phrase mean when you use it in a conversation? I don't agree. I don't understand. I'm listening carefully.
I sat here yesterday waiting to meet with someone. I believe that person was you.
I think that you're confusing me for someone else.
What does the phrase confusing me for someone else suggest in this situation? You're mixing up two topics. You're mistaking me for another person. You're forgetting what I said earlier.
I don't think I am.
Sir, if you have a complaint, I suggest you submit it through our email system. I would be happy to refer you to our website.
I was told that the man I would be meeting with is very careful, a cautious man. I believe we're alike in that way. If you are who I think you are, you should give me another chance.
I don't think we're alike at all, Mr. White. You are not a cautious man at all. Your partner was late, and he was high.
Yes. Yes, he was.
He's high often, isn't he? You have poor judgment. I can't work with someone with poor judgment.
Are you familiar with my product?
I've been told it's excellent.
It is impeccable.
Which of these best describes the word impeccable? Flawless, average, incomplete.
It is the purest, most chemically sound product on the market anywhere.
That is not the only factor.
You could charge twice the current rate for what I provide, and your customers would pay it. Hands down.
Which of the following is the correct expression to mean without any doubt? Hands down, hands down, hands down.
Who I choose to do business with on my end is not your problem. You won't see him. You won't interact with him. Forget he exists.
I have to ask. Why? Why him?
Because he does what I say. Because I can trust him.
How much product do you have on hand?
38 pounds. Ready to go at a moment's notice.
What does at a moment's notice imply? With lots of planning, immediately without much time, after a long wait.
Will I hear from you?
I have your numbers. You can never trust a drug addict.
Great job, guys. Thank you so much for learning with us. If you enjoyed today's lesson, please give it a like and subscribe. And you know what? We read all your comments because we really want to know a little bit more about your learning journey with us. So don't be shy, chat with us in the comments section. And remember, you may practice new words and expressions with the flashcards on our Real Life English app. As I mentioned, you'll find a special link in the description below. Just use your smartphone to get started. It's the easiest way to make these words stick with you forever. And if you're looking for a recommendation, check out this lesson next.
I'm doing them in 5, basically. I'm gonna order them in 5.
Everything, fire everything right fucking now.
Okay, I'll fire everything now. I just was finishing talking to Marcus and
Step out.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to Marcus.
Get the fuck off my expo chef now! Get the fuck off! Thank you! We're firing 76 beefs, 34 chickens, okay? 12 french fries, 12 mash, fucking now!